This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe, anything that we say on the History of Bad Ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the History of Bad Ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke.
It's about comic books and movies, growing up with Rokusuki. Superman before Zack Snyder ruined him. Michael Keaton was the best Batman, while Christian Bale was just deadpan. No one remembers the other ones. Princess Leia in bikinis and Transformer Lamborghinis. Please don't let Shia LaBeouf ever act again. Please, God, no. Remembering Tales from the Crypt, back when Michael Bay wrote good scripts. He wrote scripts. All right here is no mystery, 'cause it's the history of bad. It's bad. It's the history of bad. So bad. It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad. It's bad. It's the history of bad. So bad. It's the history of bad ideas. Podcast.
Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 268, I think, right?
It
says 267, but I think that's intern Hackney's first mistake.
Hackney!
Hackney!
Well, it is saved as 268 in the computer.
Well, there he goes, 268. Hello, everybody. It's the February 18th week, so let's do that.
Yeah, my show notes here say February 12th.
Yeah, they do say that. Someone didn't change the title.
Hackney! That's two errors on the first page.
One more and he's suspended for 6 days.
Ooh, I'm going to find another one.
So you
Till
can finish
next
the next
Tuesday,
outline.
Yeah.
I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
I am not intern Hackney.
No, you are not. And with us this week, because the Oscars are on Sunday, we have movie critic to the stars, the Dit Man. Oh, no, not the Dit Man. Nope. Author, ghost hunter, all-around great guy, divorcee, and Oscar guru, Scab Jeff is here. Welcome, Scab.
Thank you.
It's wonderful to hear from you.
I'm an official movie critic now, did you see?
I did see that.
I got 5 published.
I just want to let you know that the History of Bad Ideas actually put your one review up on our Facebook page. I'm just saying.
Just one of them?
Well, you know.
That's all I saw. I'm sorry.
I did Free Solo, Cold War, Can You Ever Forgive Me?
No.
Minding the Gap, and Hale County this evening.
That last one is the one we put up.
I think you liked my other ones on Facebook.
I don't know.
Just because you rate
That
things
might
with
have been the intern liking them for me.
tomatoes doesn't mean you're a critic.
I love tomatoes.
But it's cool. You could actually go on IMDb and then not the user reviews, but if you go down to critic reviews, I'm in there.
Did you use us as your real media outlet that you're a critic for?
No, yeah, I didn't know that you did that.
Get out.
Do you do that?
You
Yeah.
can? Yeah.
Jason C. Brown has us on his IMDb page.
And he's a Hollywood director.
But it's under History of Bad Ideas?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're on the IMDb page.
Okay, I'll write my reviews for IMDb from now on.
Okay.
So,
Find us on there.
Jason C. Brown is working on Drunk History. So if you're watching Drunk History on
Comedy Central?
History Channel or Comedy Central,
It's Comedy Central.
Comedy History Channel,
Or the History Comedy Channel?
or the History Comedy Channel. Those are shows he's been working on.
A.K.A. Fox News. Anyways.
No,
Down
it has
the
more
hall.
credibility.
Yeah, Drunk History is more credible. You're right.
Are we getting Jason C. Brown on our show soon?
Well, I've been telling you to book him, and you haven't done it.
That's your connection.
I'm just talent. I don't fucking manage this shit.
Yeah, but he likes you. He
I
blocked
show
me. I'm blocked like a 50-year-old man from a Chuck E. Cheese from him, so that I need some help.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Sorry. Jeff's blocked from Chuck E. Cheese just because he broke the ball pit.
It's not my fault.
I know, Jeff. You plateaued
Again.
again.
Each week, it's just a new plateau.
Have you recovered from the Oreo stuff challenge?
I have recovered. It only took me overnight to recover.
Okay. Scab Jeff.
Yes.
Did anybody else agree with me about the size of these Oreo super stuffs? I mean, you look at the package, you think that's how big the damn cookie is, and then you open it up, it's false advertising.
Well,
it's like a giant padded bra on the outside.
Jason pointed out last week, it does say not actual size.
It does do that. Sorry.
You know, if women's breasts were only that way too, my life would have been so much better and easier in dating.
I'm sure
It says
Mrs. Blake,
enlarged to show detail.
Yes. I'm sure Mrs. Blake will be happy to hear that.
Your wife says the same thing to you. Well, Blake, I see it's enlarged to show detail.
Wait.
It gets that way every time.
The outside of the package looked bigger than the inside.
Well, that's why I use centimeters. There's more in that length than there is in inches.
I'm at least 120 inches?
Millimeters, maybe?
I'm a giant.
120.
I don't know the conversion rate.
In the 12 millimeter table of miniature warfare, I'm a giant.
I'm a giant amongst men.
That's right.
Jeff, thanks for
I'm
coming.
a
Scab,
thumb
Jeff, thanks for coming on.
I'm a thumb amongst pinkies.
Have you ever noticed that the last 2 times that Scab Jeff has been on, we've talked penises? I feel like it might be Scab Jeff. I feel like it might be.
Could be.
And you know, he probably thinks that's what we talk about all the time since he doesn't listen when he's not on.
That's true. That is true.
Would you guys like to see my penis?
No.
Are you
Keep it in your
sure?
pants.
No, I'm good. I thought about it, but I think I'm okay.
I didn't even think about it. Right off the bat, I said no.
Oh, I'm secure. I'm secure in
So
myself.
should I think about it?
Yeah,
I
think about
might
it.
change my mind.
Think about it. Do you want to see it?
No.
You
Okay.
saw my bare chest on, when was that? The
Tinder?
Floppies?
Prender.
Printer. Yes, at the floppies. So, Scab, where can we find your books? Because you have books that you have written. Please tell us.
The ghost books are in the bookstores in the target cities. So they're in bookstores in Cincinnati, Nashville, Chicago, Minneapolis.
And these are titled Ghost Stories of Cincinnati, Ghost Stories of Chicago.
Cincinnati Haunted Handbook, Nashville
Yes.
Haunted Handbooks, Chicago Haunted Handbook,
Haunted
Twin
Handbooks.
Cities Haunted Handbook, and
Yes.
then my novel is available on Amazon.
And what is that?
True Story of the Titanic.
Zombies, the true story of the Titanic disaster.
Also, for people in Kentucky, northern Kentucky, his books are in the erotica section, too, of the Barnes & Noble, just to let you guys know. I don't know who does that, but somebody does.
And my royalty statement on the zombie book says that I should have made $240 on it, but I don't remember getting that. And
That's because you're still missing an important book review from Hojo Biwan.
I am.
But he did have a British review from the 365 Flicks podcast.
I
he
still
did.
haven't seen that.
I'll get it to you.
But the problem is there is that language translation.
They spelled favor with a U.
Yeah, they throw all these U's in there so people don't understand what they
If they're
mean.
spelling favorite, Jeff will be loving that review.
What's that all boot? No, that's Canadian.
I mean,
Damn it.
why would you buy a book based upon a review of somebody who puts too many U's in words? They can't spell. How do you know they read it? Bastard. Could be fake.
So, Scab, thanks for coming along. Jim is not here this week, unfortunately. So we will actually be talking to Umbrella Academy
or
next week.
fortunately for him.
Anyways,
Well,
so-
it's fortunate for me because I want to see the Umbrella Academy, so I'm glad we did not talk about it
good.
because I have not heard about this until Sunday.
Sunday.
That's
Jim
correct.
talked to me about it, and I went, that's something I want to watch.
My next
Yes.
series I'm going to start
Yes.
probably maybe
Yeah,
tonight.
so next week would be the Umbrella series, but tonight he's working on the Rain Jacket,
Anyway,
series.
maybe he did bring a jacket.
Raincoat series.
Anyways,
Have
let's-
you read the comic books?
No. Have you?
Nope, I didn't even know that they existed.
I did not know they
until
existed either.
Yesterday.
So did you, Scab Jeff, have you watched the Umbrella Academy?
I want to. I have not. No.
Okay. Have you watched You? Has anybody watched You? Y-O-U on Netflix?
I saw about
No.
5 minutes of it.
I heard it's creepy.
Okay, so here's what
From
I
a
describe
stalker
it
point
as.
of view.
It's Fatal Attraction mixed with Dexter, mixed with a romantic comedy. And that's how it feels. This guy Joe becomes obsessed with this woman named Beck, and she's an aspiring writer in, master's degree program, because who isn't? Every writer is. And so he becomes obsessed with her after just meeting her one time, and he tries to eliminate some obstacles in her life that he thinks are bad for her, even though she doesn't see it. And it is really good. It's 10 episodes.
So he's killing people?
Maybe.
Well, you said
Yes.
you threw Dexter in there. And
Yes.
if there's not killing, then it's nothing
There's
like
a lot more
Dexter.
killing in it than I thought. And at one point, you're like, you know what? I'm kind of rooting for these crazy kids to get together and make this relationship work. And then, I'm not kidding. Like, it's good enough writing that you're worried. You're like, this could work. I like this. They work
This
well
stalker
together.
could work well with...
Well, they start dating. And so then I'm like,
Oh, okay. When you date your stalker, it's all right.
She doesn't know he was stalking. But then it's like, then you're like, oh my God, he just did that. I was like, oh God, this guy's scum. Get away from him. And then I'm like, man, she's kind of a bitch. Okay, I do kind of like him now. And then later on, it's like, no, he's still evil. Get him back. Get
She
away.
just doesn't appreciate all the things he's done for her.
And there's about one or two
Like
okay
Jamie
episodes.
Lannister-ish from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Jason would
Because
agree if he
Jason-
knew what that
Yes.
meant.
Yeah, he would agree.
Is that
if
Peter
we were paying
Dinklage's character?
No.
Oh, okay. But I watched all 10 episodes within 3 days, 3 nights of after all the kids went to bed. I was obsessed with him. My wife's like, what are you going to do now? I watched the last episode last night. I was like, I don't know. I need season 2 to come out now. And I enjoyed it a lot. It was really well done. I think if you like Dexter, you will like this. There's some very dark humor to it. And then at the end, every time you see somebody from Joe's, like his friends or like his family, or not family, but people connected to him, and they hit like something bad happened to them in the past, I'm like, okay, now I'm suspect. Did Joe do this? Did he do this? Did he do that? And so I'm always, it makes you paranoid that Joe is just hurting everyone in his life. But it's very well done, very
like
well
a
acted.
Ted Bundy.
Yes, very well done.
I'm looking forward to watching that Russian doll
Russian
movie
doll.
on Netflix as well.
Yeah,
Is that a comedy?
it's
I haven't.
It looks
I've
like to
tried
be
to
a
avoid
comedy,
watching
yes.
things about it because I've heard so many glowing reviews about it, and it sounds like Happy Death Day,
Yeah.
but
funny.
it sounds good.
Let me ask you this: are you going to watch Russian Doll this week?
I will probably watch it this week. yes.
Okay, so I'm limited, just with the young kids and that. I'm limited,
Excuses.
and I'm just lazy. So my question is, which one will you watch this week? Umbrella Academy or Russian Dolls?
Watch Russian Doll first, and then Umbrella Academy.
Okay,
Umbrella Academy looks like a mix between Heroes and X-Men.
but good.
But
It
Jim's,
does look much better than
Heroes.
Heroes and X-Men.
I really liked the first season of Heroes, and I
Yeah.
like the rest of Heroes. So I'm not.
You liked after the first season?
I
of
liked
Heroes?
after not as well as the first season.
I like the
It's
cape.
like a separate show after the first season.
Jim's watching Raincoat School tonight. And next week will be Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, we got the joke the first time you said it.
I'm just
But Blake's
fixated
trying to
on
go
it.
back to it. He's going back to it.
He didn't think we heard it.
I keep thinking I'm coming up with
tried to
something
ignore
wittier. I just want to try
He thinks if he keeps telling a joke, it gets wittier.
Russian Doll. You watch Russian Doll.
There you go. Thank you, Black. So you're going to watch Russian Doll?
But Jim is watching Raincoat. I forget what the joke was. Never mind.
School. Raincoat School.
Raincoat School.
We
Is
laughed
Umbrella
more at you're
Effect.
messing up the joke than
Umbrella,
Blake's joke.
Umbrella Academy's next week. You got
I
to start
see.
at the school and go up to the academy.
I see.
So anyway, okay. So here's the thing: I will watch Russian Doll if you're watching it. So
will watch
because you'll be
Russian.
back next week with your Oscar wins or
Ruski.
losses. So I will watch Russian Doll, and then I'll move on to Umbrella Academy. I will get that done. So at least we can talk about Russian Doll.
Okay.
Jeff, that's your job too.
Watch Umbrella Academy, got you.
And then Russian Doll.
Maybe.
How about we
No,
just
that
try
was,
both?
That was backwards.
It doesn't matter. Anyways, let's see here. I saw Ocean's 8 this weekend.
Why?
My wife and I were looking for a movie, and it's like,
It wasn't bad.
yeah, my issue was that I didn't feel like it added anything. Like, it was a movie, It wasn't offensive. I didn't. It wasn't bad.
Well,
It was
it's
clearly
like-
inferior to the other three.
Of course, I mean it's
No,
subtracted.
it was better than Ocean's 12.
No,
It's
Ocean's 12 is
subtracted
one of
from
the best.
13,
It's not the
12, and
best.
11.
Worst of them all.
No, with the Julia Roberts pretending to be Julia Roberts.
Oh my God, that was terrible.
No, that's genius.
You're
going to
make it hard
done.
for me to defend La La Land if you're claiming that.
Did you see La La Land?
No. But I've been defending it without seeing it.
I've been mocking
because of
it.
you.
I've been mocking it without seeing it.
Hey,
It's a Steven Soderbergh film.
Raincoat
There's-
School.
He did the
He did Ocean's 11, which was better than Ocean's 12.
Why do I?
Sits
and
across
the
from
male stripper movie,
Magic Mike.
Magic
Have our own
Mike.
conversation.
Oh.
Why do I feel like Raincoat School is like a 1980s like coming of age comedy? I just
Like
feel,
private school.
yes, or summer school. I get. Are you? Did somebody become Peter Griffin there? Anyways, I don't even know where I'm going with this. No, I didn't think it was I wasn't upset that it was all female remake. I thought, okay, that's fine. I didn't think it was good. I didn't think it was bad.
You know, I immediately knew it was going to be worse as a female remake because they only gave it an 8 and not 11, 12, or 13.
well, it was 77%.
Yeah. The problem with it is, I'm sorry, but Aquafina is just a stupid name.
For water?
Oh, is that her in it?
Yeah, Aquafina is one of the.
Oh, that's
the,
probably
that's the
why.
name of the actress / rapper.
She was the hacker, right?
No,
Oh.
she was the Asian girl.
Oh, okay.
So who played Dasani?
I don't know.
I got it. I got that joke. See, that was funny.
Oh.
Well, not funny. It was humor.
Nobody laughed.
It was a chuckle.
But you
It was a chuckle.
Yeah, that's fine.
Scab, since we did the most stuff Oreo challenge last week, and the Cinema guys, Brad from the Cinema guys did one too.
Ow, you hit me in the face with it.
Sorry.
That's what she said.
You got hit in the face with the most stuffed Oreo.
It's 120 milliliters.
Milliliters, 120
Centimeters,
milliliters?
whatever.
I shook that with my left hand. I have no coordination.
We have the most stuff Oreo here.
The last one.
The last one.
Am I bleeding?
Yes.
Or now, yes.
I need you to open up the Oreo stuff and go ahead.
That's Blake making noise on the microphone.
You're in rare form today, Blake. Okay, Jeff, I want you to take a bite.
It looks like it's Frankenstein. Like there's two halves of an Oreo, and they were like.
I'm sure that's pretty much what they did. That does look a little odd.
That's what they looked like last week.
Well, they've been in the Bob Studios for a week, so I'm sure the rats have gnawed on it, so you're fine.
It was in the freshness
That's
seal
true.
bag.
But it's not the same size as on the front of the package.
No.
Be thankful.
So we did this most stuff
disappointed.
Oreo challenge. Would you have more of those, Jeff?
No.
Okay. I would agree.
The proportion to cream and cookie is so
Yeah.
off.
Blake, would you have any more?
I had more tonight.
You did have
That's
more
why there's
tonight.
one left.
The reason why Jim's not here this week is he actually had to check into the ER because he had 7 of them last week, and I don't think he's recovered. Scab, what do you think?
This is very good. This is better than regular Oreos.
Really?
Oh,
They're a limited edition.
Not.
Just okay. Wow, I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
Not as good as Ocean's 12, but
Or
pretty
11.
good.
Or Ocean Spray. Let's
Ocean's 11 is clearly better than Ocean's 12, but
Ocean's 11 is
12
good.
not bad.
And Ocean's 13 is clearly better than Ocean's 12. And Ocean's 12 took a movie that had nothing to a script that had nothing to do with these characters and forced 11 characters into a script that they didn't fit.
So it was like the Cloverfield paradox.
Sure.
The ending.
They were
Oh, wait.
desperate. They
No,
were
that's the whole
desperate
movie.
for a quick turnaround on a sequel, so they picked something they already had the rights to, and then rewrote it to fit in all these characters, where it was supposed to be like 3 or 4 characters instead of 11 or 12.
When I first saw it, I thought something along those lines, but then I watched it the 3rd and 4th and 5th time.
Why?
And I respect it more every time I see it. I
No.
really like Ocean's 12.
Stop it.
Stop.
No.
And beer after the
Oreo?
ultimate stuff Oreo is not the best.
We have this week. We have Sierra Nevada Bigfoot barley wine style ale. So
Wine ale, huh?
yeah, it's good. not bad.
Barley wine.
It's not bad.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see here. Anything going on with you, Jeff?
No.
Okay. Scab. Anything new with you?
Up.
Have you been engaged?
Not yet.
Okay, so that's an up. That's an up. No engagement.
No engagement, no marriage.
No divorce?
I haven't been divorced for...
Since the last time?
Yeah, since the last
That's
time.
a win, too.
It's all everything
that was
has been
the
since the
best thing
last
ever.
time.
I just want to let you know that Hobie is the proud sponsor of 2 divorces. So I'm just saying, we're proud. We're proud
Maybe
of
3.
that. Maybe 3. We don't know yet.
I mean, I'm here every Tuesday night. It's bound to happen.
I've been meaning to tell you that we have a surprise guest. Mrs. Blake is here. Come on out.
I'm dead.
You're dead. Jeez. We just want divorces, not death.
There's no divorce in that. No.
Blake's not getting out of that alive.
It's still death do us part, man.
Or death till one of us parts.
We're going to be on a Dateline special.
You are a Dateline.
I saw Outlaw King.
Oh, on
this
Netflix?
weekend. Yeah, on Netflix.
How was that?
With Chris Pine.
Mm-hmm.
I found it to be good and entertaining. Although you really think about it, you're supporting William Wallace, and then you screw over William Wallace, and then as soon as William Wallace is dead, you're like, "Fuck it, I'm rebelling again." I mean, people didn't even have a chance to
Take a breath.
take a breath.
There's no
And then
intermission.
next thing you know, Robert the Bruce is like, fuck this. I'm going to do it again.
Bruce?
So this
Robert
is a
the
remake
Bruce.
of Braveheart?
No, it's like a
Never saw
Braveheart
it.
sequel based on real history.
Oh, it's a real history of
Yeah.
Braveheart.
Except for the fact that Chris Pine looks a lot better than the original Robert the Bruce. Because after the movie was done, I was kind of inspired
To look him up.
To look him up. So I went to the only place that I knew was credible, and it wasn't a shot of history. It was Wikipedia.
Good call. Good call. Good call.
Yeah, and he wasn't as good looking as Chris Pine.
But
It was interesting because I sat there and I kept going. Now the 365 Flicks guys can probably correct me to all hell on this, but
Probably not.
I sat there and I went, wait, Edward the First, Edward Longshanks, Edward the Second, the Dick, and then, but I didn't recall Scotland actually winning its freedom back for 200-300 years. As far as I was concerned, they were still an English subject.
Did they ever win it back?
When,
No.
when I was watching the Oscar movies,
Well,
like The
technically,
Favorite
yes, but
and Mary Queen of Scots, English history has to be a lot harder to learn than American history.
I could agree with you on that.
Well,
just
I
like
agree.
in like 100 years, or I guess 200 years since we've been a country,
Compared to 1,000.
compared to all their
crazy-ass shit.
years and all the crazy ass crap that happened in between,
And all that
everything.
imaginary King Arthur shit.
You need to ask them, where do they start their history? Like, do they start when? Like in
my
school?
son's
Zero.
in like
Celtic?
4th grade. He's learning
Celts?
the Revolutionary War and the War of 1812. So that's like
That stuff's easy.
Who won those wars?
The good guys.
USA. USA. Hey, we're on nerdly.co.uk. Check us out there.
but both of them we lost pretty much every
You
battle.
cheeky bastard.
We lost every battle, but we won the war.
And we tied Vietnam. That was a tie. That was a tie.
I did just finish watching the entire series of MASH.
Ugh.
Ooh, man, how many years did that take?
11.
Longer than the
The war
Korean
only took 3, right?
That's right.
You would think the building codes over in Britain would be tough too, because like we've been building houses for like 200 years. They've been building houses for 1,000 years. I think you would have to learn change a lot of building codes, because what you built in 1500 isn't going to be the same as now.
Yeah, but what they built in 1500 is still standing, so they can't change it because it's all grandfathered in.
I feel like if you bought that house,
All those castles are grandfathered in. I can't move that rock. The hell are you thinking?
my thought is that you would actually have to update the electric. I think on some of them.
Well, putting
build a
air-
bathroom.
Putting in air conditioning and heating, duct heating in
That's
those
what I mean.
castles is a
I don't
bitch,
know.
man.
There was that one freshly built tower a couple years old that burned like a motherfucker like last year or 2 years ago or whatever that was. That was a lot worse
Yeah,
than any of those
that wasn't
castles.
made out of castle stone, was it?
No, it wasn't.
There you go.
I'm just saying, if you're going,
I think it was made out of paper.
I mean,
Mache.
it's not origami.
So it was
Might
French.
be.
That
It's
was
a
the
swan.
problem.
I'm just saying.
When you use French paper to build your English towers out of, you're in for trouble.
I just want to know what the building code is for when you run electric through a castle. They're from like 1300. I want to know what that is.
well,
Well, I'm
be
sure
pretty
they have
grounded.
a mule that does the generator that like walks around. And
Just asking.
We used to grind grain on this rock, but now we use it for electricity.
They have a lot of hydroelectric.
See, that's a positive, and that's a negative, and the friction.
Just
Made
turn
by
their
the donkey.
windmills into electric generators. That's
Okay.
all.
I'm just asking. I just think that
Windmills,
would be a
water
bitch.
mills, they're all just powering these castles now.
Just like see what their insurance is.
You know, they got the moat with the little moat river running
Yeah.
by, and then they just put a water mill there.
So
that
the
just,
hydroelectric.
Exactly.
Okay.
Which is
and a
what
lot of supervillains live in
right.
castles, so they got their super technology and stuff, right?
That's true. But again, do they have to pass a code requirements?
They don't care. They're villains.
Yeah, but they want to be below the radar.
Well, they go underground.
True.
Have you
Below
never
everything
seen a
underground.
supervillain?
Come on.
I've got a great theme: supervillains building moats with aqua power. Why don't we recommend that to DC, to the supreme
Aquaman?
leader? Instead of building a wall, let's build a giant moat down the entire side.
I like it.
With water wheels and generate electricity.
Well, that would be useful to the
And
country.
sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their heads.
How about foul-mouthed bass? How about that?
That's what
You
we should
bastard!
We should just go from
Hey, I got
San
a foul-mouthed
Diego
bass. You
to the
suck.
Rio Grande and just build a giant canal to divide it. You're right. That's
I
what we
like this
should do.
idea.
Yeah.
Change approved.
All right.
That's how it works, right?
Yep. National emergency over.
Done.
Solved.
On a lighter note, you still have a job, right, Blake?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good.
There you go.
Let's see here. We did not have a Twitter
Downs.
poll of the week.
No downs? I have a down.
What's your down?
You know, this was the anniversary of the Victory Japan Day Sailor Kiss. That's the iconic photo in
Yes.
Time magazine. And I saw it, and I looked at it, and I said, man, that's really awesome, especially when they used facial technology to identify who was in the photo and the kiss and verify it. And I sat there, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, VJ Day, awesome celebration, iconic photo. And then I sat there, and I thought, you know, there's going to be some prick out there that's probably going to say that he didn't ask for consent before doing that, and therefore it's sexual assault. Guess what was in the news today?
Oh, yeah.
The statue dedicated to them for the kiss. Hashtag Me Too spray painted on the lady's leg. And I said, there it is. I thought it into existence, and some fucking jackfuck
Way to give it the Hobie bump.
made it in there.
The Hobie bump is real,
The Hobie
people.
bump. I thought about it. There's going to be some jackfuck that's going to say, bring this shit up, and sure enough,
You know, that veteran
That's what
passed away
happened.
just recently, too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And, well, no, that was recently.
Yeah.
That's why it was in the news.
Yeah.
Yes.
Last week, I think. He was 90.
Yeah, like within the past.
Five?
95 or
Yeah.
something. Menendez, something like that. I can't remember.
Oh, the big news apparently I was reading today.
Oh.
John Wayne was racist.
Really? He did a really good acting job as Genghis Khan.
Apparently that's what
I knew that. I've seen Blazing Saddles. He was in that, right?
No. Apparently, someone dug deep and found an interview he gave to a major publication where he pretty much said a bunch of bad stuff 50 plus years ago.
You know what also is bad? His acting. That's what's bad. That's the travesty.
Well,
Let
yeah,
me
that's
tell you,
that
partner.
was bad.
He is a
I
horrible
think you're
actor.
full of horse pucky.
You know what? You're still better than him. Some people just want to watch the bun.
I mean, God forbid if you're like Liam Neeson and want to have an honest conversation.
Oh, dear God.
Sorry.
Oh, dear God. Down the hall. Down the hall.
Shouldn't the last 5 minutes have been down the hall?
I tune out when Blake talks. So, we're on nerdly.co.uk. We're on Geek Life Radio, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. We're on Weeby Geeks.
BBB?
I'm having a stroke. WeebyGeeksPC.com. Every Wednesday, we come out around 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We're on Tangent Bound Network and on Danger Entertainment Network.
Danger.
You can find us on Facebook at The History of Bad Ideas. And give us our page. Give our page a like. And we have a lot of news on that. A lot of articles. A lot of fun times.
Give us a like or an unlike. One or the other, it gives us something.
Yeah, just do something. Review us on iTunes.
I don't think there's a dislike on
Thank God.
on Facebook.
Give us
You can post it.
I mean, you can like us and then unlike us, but
Yeah.
I can't think you can't dislike us.
We're also on Twitter at Bad Ideas Podcast.
But you can dislike us on YouTube, and we are on there too.
We are on YouTube. You can hear our show there if you don't get the
But you can't
Spotify,
see us.
iTunes. No, if you
right.
don't have Spotify, iTunes, anything that we're on, Google Play, you can actually go to YouTube and do it that way. I know some companies won't do the other ones, but they will let you listen on YouTube. And just give us a like, and seriously subscribe. It helps us a lot. And give us a review. That really helps us. And like our Facebook page. All that helps us. So, and even if you don't like us, tell a friend. Let's see. Even if you don't like us, give us a review and we're okay.
All right.
So there you go. Let's do some listener feedback.
I actually had an up that I forgot to mention.
What's that?
Hulu's doing a Catch-22 series that the trailer actually makes it look real good. It's done by George Clooney.
If you listen
and
to
it
the
actually
podcast, we
looks real
reviewed this
good.
before.
So I'm just saying that I'm pretty excited about this.
We were excited about 3 weeks ago.
Well, we were
Was it 3
excited
weeks
about
ago? I
an
just saw it
episode,
last
263. Excuse me.
Did we talk about this? Because I forgot.
Yeah, episode 263, like Blake just said. Totally.
You're making that up.
No,
It was 263. If I get a 263.
Everyone should go to 263 and look.
I don't know. George Clooney, yes.
I just saw it this week, and I
How-
was very
I
Stop
excited.
wanna
making
know-
fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
I want to know how true to Joseph Heller's book they're going to be.
Word for word. True.
Well, if you listen to episode 266, we had a quote from him, and it said, very true.
So it's going to be in another spiral story format?
Yes.
With a cross section?
We talked about that in episode 266.
We quoted Joseph Heller, or Joseph Heller came on the show. And
Episode 266. He was also on episode 105, too. So
As long as the Doc Danica death scene is the same, I'm cool.
we talked about that on episode 157. He did say that.
That's a brutal death
That is
scene,
gonna happen.
man.
So there you go. Let's do some listener feedback.
Yeah, that sound is time for the bomb listener feedback. Sponsored this week by the Jussie Mullet Crisis Center. All right, from Doug, former ECW and WWE wrestler Salvatore Bellomo, passed away last week. How could you forget about him?
I do.
because I never heard about him.
He was 67.
Never heard of it.
He was a Belgian professional wrestler for more than 3 decades.
Really easy to forget about since
The Belgian
I
Beast?
never even heard of him.
He
The
was
Belgian Bruiser.
He was known as Salvatore Martino, Crazy Bellomo, Centurion Marcella, Jason Martino, the Italian Stallion, Wildman Bellomo, and Super Destroyer 3. So just let you guys know.
Super Destroyer 3.
He was in the WWF back then, 83 to 87, ECW for 1 year in 93. And he wrestling in the first ever ECW championship match. He lost to Jimmy Snuka. Oh, God. Yes, his final matches at the May 13th, 1994 TV tapings was winning over Don E. Allen and Billy Firehawk.
And then he quit.
Yes.
Well, after you beat a duo when you're a single wrestler.
He retired in 2006. 2006. He continued to be active in the business up to his death, working as a trainer for the Belgian wrestling school located in Terhagen and Flambois, Belgium.
Oh, God.
He often tried to send the kids home with his trademark expression of saying, cha-cha.
I think there's a reason he was forgotten about.
Ow!
His trademark expression was cha-cha.
Cha-cha-cha. Not even 3, just 2. Cha-cha.
Cha-cha.
I think you're missing one. No, I'm not. Cha-cha.
Last week. He died last week.
Can you let the man rest in peace, please?
Nobody knew him anyways. It's fine.
I suppose we can have a breath of silence.
Or a cha-cha of
Oh, there it was.
remembrance.
Cha-cha of remembrance. That's awesome.
Well, it's not so as bad as Worsley. What else we got?
From Canadian of the Year, Scott. How many of you have actually been to Canada? Is that right, Jason?
Canada.
Oh, Canada. If so, what provincial? What is your favorite Canadian band?
That would be what province, and what's your favorite Canadian band?
Oh, thank you for the correction.
I have been to Canada.
I have too. I've been to
too.
Canada with you.
Yes.
Where have you been?
I have been to Windsor, Ontario.
I've been to
So
Detroit.
10 minutes across the border.
Not even 10.
But Detroit's in Canada, isn't it?
They don't claim Detroit.
up north.
Nobody claims Detroit.
It's cold.
No. Canada doesn't want Detroit.
What about Put-in Bay?
Nope, that's Ohio.
What about Buffalo?
That's New
I'm
York.
sorry, Buffalo.
For the
That's
French
in New
people.
York.
No,
So I've been to.
Did you go to Niagara Falls? You might have crossed the border there.
I only been to the American side.
Then no,
Of
you haven't
Canada?
been to Canada.
I've been to the American side of Canada. And I look back at America.
They should really build a wall against America.
You know, they really did a shitty thing with putting that casino on the Canadian side. I think that really screwed up a lot of views. But anyways.
I've been to
There's
Windsor.
a casino on the American side now.
Well, fuck, it was cheaper on the Canadian side because I got more money for my Canadian dollars.
Anyways, I've been to Toronto. I've been to Windsor. I've been to and Salvatore's Hat.
Antero?
That's another city.
Have you been
Medicine
to,
Hat?
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you been to Antero?
No.
How about Cue Ball?
I've been to Cue Ball. I went just spur of the moment type of thing, and I go to Montreal, and I go into this parking garage, and I'd taken French all through high school, so I assume this should be no big deal. And I keep seeing all these signs for sortie, and I assume that meant more parking. But I had to exit because apparently sortie means exit, and I paid for parking. Then I circled back around, went back in, and actually parked. And then I tried to order Subway, and the 16-year-old who's working the Subway counter apparently didn't speak any English, just French, and it's very difficult to order a Subway sandwich when you don't speak the language.
Could have
of the
just walked in and pointed at the ingredients.
Pointed and go, avec fromage.
No, it's not. It's I tried that. It is not that easy.
Can I just
I
come over
challenge
there?
you to
Can I-
go to a foreign country and try to order Subway without being able to speak the language.
I went to Canada and ordered Subway without a problem.
I'll be honest. I'm not going to Subway in America. I'm not going to do that in a foreign country either.
I had Subway in Qatar.
Did you order it in English?
Yep.
Did the person there speak English?
He spoke French, actually. It was kind of odd.
I've been to Vancouver. That's where they
Vancouver.
invented the vacuum cleaner.
Boo.
And I've been to Nova Scotia.
Oh, I've been to Nova Scotia. That's another one I've been to.
That's where they invented.
How did I forget
that's
that?
right. That's where they
Oh.
invented Scotch.
No, that's where they invented new Scotch.
New Scotch. I'm sorry.
I had
It's
to go
similar
there
to-
for my research on
It's
the
similar
Titanic.
to Kentucky whiskey, which is also known as bourbon.
Is there a lot of zombies up in Nova Scotia?
There
Yes.
right now.
What's your favorite Canadian band?
Rush.
Robin Sparkles.
Nickelback.
Scab Jeff?
I don't know which bands are Canadian
Just
and which
pick
ones
one. The Rusty
Celine
Moose.
Dion.
The Rusty Moose.
Dion is Canadian.
That's the only
French
one I
Canadian.
know.
Avril Lavigne. Do you like Avril Lavigne?
Oh,
She's
I do like
Canadian.
Avril
I do
Lavigne.
kind of like Avril Lavigne.
Triumph. Do you like
Bryan
Triumph?
Adams.
I'm not
The
sure. I've
Insult
heard of
Dog?
Triumph.
Brian Adams.
Brian Adams. He's
Oh, I do like
Oh,
Bryan Adams.
he likes Bryan
Everything
Adams.
I do it
Except for that fucking
you.
song. You know, I almost went to Oak Island,
This time,
but unfortunately they
everything's
didn't
all
furlough
right.
us again, so those plans were
Scott,
screwed.
the Canadian of the Year, has something for you next week about Oak
sweet.
Island.
Awesome.
So that's a little tease. But everything I do it for you. Bryan Adams had the greatest soundtrack ever for Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
No, he had the greatest soundtrack ever for
Spirit.
Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron.
Cinnabon. Spirit gets captured. Bryan Adams sings the song. Spirit escapes.
Bryan Adams sings a song.
Did he do the soundtrack for the Netflix series too?
I don't know. God, that is horrible. Have you seen the Netflix one?
Why would I have seen the Netflix
Okay, I
series?
haven't.
Because you saw the movie.
Well, I had to. That was my job at the time. You were there too.
You're
I
a
know.
movie critic. You better be watching Spirit 2, Electric Boogaloo, when it comes out.
Yeah, we actually, Jeff and I had to do a promotion for Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron.
How was that?
It was terrible. Pretty much thrown together at the last minute.
Kind of like the movie. You should have just brought a lot of glue. Here's your thing. The animation on Spirit on Lord of the Cinnabon on Netflix is horrible. It is awful. I don't get it.
I never liked Cinnabon.
No, it.
What?
No.
Well, here's your muffin or your Cinnabon, I guess.
Yeah, here's your 5,000 calorie donut.
Exactly. You say that like it's a bad thing.
But I don't want type 2 diabetes.
Oh, aren't you high and mighty?
Here's your
I'm too
Wilford.
good for diabetes.
Well, here's your 8,000 calorie Cinnabon, and here's a pamphlet from Wilford Brimley.
Wait, hold on. Does this include Canadian prescription drugs? Or American?
Oh, what else we got, Blake?
If it's Canadian, I can afford it.
Yeah, we can go over the counter in Canada.
Over the counter?
I got a lot of allergy medicine over the counter. Remember that, Jeff?
Yes, I remember that.
So Jeff and I and another friend of ours were doing Detroit, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh baseball games. Did all in a row in a week.
All those Canadian cities?
Yes.
Well,
we
when
stayed in
went,
Windsor.
When we went to Detroit, we stayed in Windsor.
Because we're
On
not
the
staying in
American stripper
Detroit.
side?
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah, we stayed at the stripper side, of course.
Cheetahs. So I got really bad allergy attack. And like I have bad allergies and it was killing me. So I called my doctor and they're like, well, where are you? Can you come in? I was like, no, I'm in Canada. I'm in Windsor. They're like, oh, anything we're going to prescribe you, you can get over the counter there. Here, let me tell you what you're going to get. And I was like, can you just prescribe something and I'll get? He's like, no, just go over the counter. Here's everything you need.
You're in
And it
Canada,
was-
just go buy that. And we're like, great, now we're going back across the border smuggling drugs.
And it cost you $1.
It was pretty cheap.
Back here in the States, your insurance company agreed price, $98.
1,000.
And your copay of $50 to go along
Your
with it.
copay of $50.
I'm sorry, this does not meet your copay requirement. You owe $98. What?
You have not met your deductible.
What else we got, Blake? I love Canada.
Woo, speaking of Canadians, Michael Leal.
I only send nudes with my email. Look at my abs.
You find a Cinnabon
I'll give you my Cinnabon.
up your genie. I mean,
What?
he says you find a genie. What would be an interesting wish? What would you wish for?
Jeff? Scam Jeff?
World peace.
La La Land won Best Picture.
And then the genie would be like, I only can do so many miracles.
So
Should've
is
won.
more wishes off the table?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll
How about
wish,
more genies?
I'll wish for more genies.
More genies is a good one.
Well, hold on a second. Are we talking Will Smith Blue Genie or Robin Williams cartoon Blue Genie? Because
Actually,
this
you would
makes a
just-
difference.
He would misinterpret it. You would just get Genie from
Dream of
Hobie.
Jeannie?
No, Genie from Hobie.
Oh.
She would just show up. There's 8 of us now.
Maybe I'll get David Bowie's Dream Genie.
Ooh.
All right, I thought it was like I Dream of Genie. And he'd be like, "Can I be stuck in that bowl with you, babe?"
Dun, dun, dun,
I
dun,
just
dun,
watched
dun, dun,
Aladdin again. Maybe
new
2
one?
days. No, the old animated one with Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple days ago. And Robin Williams is not as good as I remember him being.
He's a little annoying.
He was really annoying.
Yeah.
Were you sober?
I was
This time around?
I was very sober.
Were you 10 years old? Because that affects it.
were
This time around, it was like a couple weeks ago.
This time
and
around,
he
I
was
was an
not
adult.
like everybody's saying. Like, how dare Will Smith try to
Yeah.
sully the reputation or the legacy
Yeah.
that Robin Williams is, and it's not that good.
Well, I just like how the first week everybody's like, when it came out on Entertainment Weekly, he's not even blue. How dare he? And then they made him blue. It's like, how
Oh my
dare
God,
he?
he's blue.
And it's like, well, what did you expect him to look like? I mean, I don't think it looks good, but I'm against all these remakes anyways. But I'm like, what did you expect it to look like? It wasn't going to be good anyway.
I was expecting him to look, I don't know, like not a human being painted blue.
You mean a person of color playing a person of color?
Boo.
Where is Jim? we need
He's
a
at the
buffer.
Raincoat School.
Factory.
The Raincoat School.
Oh.
It's Umbrella Factory next week.
Oh, okay. Sorry. What else we got?
That was a bad joke.
Which
We
one?
know.
But it was spot on.
Okay,
No,
we are 44 minutes into this bad joke.
But it was colorful.
At one point, Jeff is looking at me to do impressions. That's how low we've
So
got.
what you're saying is I blew it.
Okay, that's funny.
Oh. top dollar, people. Quality entertainment right here on Hobie.
I'm here all episode 268. 269, maybe not. Until I terminate my contract.
Or till your wife terminates your life.
It's my life. It's now or never. I ain't going to live forever.
Or until I kill myself from that.
Okay, so next question.
Listener reviews from Kevin at Cincy Explorer. He said he saw a Happy Death Day to You, 7 out of 10. It's more of a comedy than a horror film this time around, with a bit more drama. Surprisingly, a solid script with a few issues. I think I like this one better than the original.
I think it's a B-.
I'm actually intrigued to see Happy Death Day, too. We did skip one, because obviously you did not print off the final one that intern Hackney sent. Meow God from last week, in your excellent female impersonator voice, tell us your fabulous drag name. So, we talked about this last week.
You're
we had a
supposed
week
to come up with this. I'm sure Blake is looking at us like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Jeff, what is your drag name?
My drag name will be Bertha Benz.
Sounds like a shit. Like you're
With a Z?
With a Z, like Mercedes
Oh
Benz.
my God! I had some really bad Mexican food. I got the Bertha Benz like no other.
Exactly. Have you heard drag names? None of them sound good.
Well, there goes my name of Roadkill Nancy. Blake, what is your drag name? Black. Okay, Scab Jeff, what's your drag queen name?
Purple Velvet.
I'll decline to participate in this one. I'm not prepared.
How dare? Neither is Blake, and he's here.
And he didn't
Well, I
participate
can
either.
name. I can give people.
Okay,
names.
go ahead.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
The Velvet Sex.
You will be Mona Lott.
I like it. And Blake?
Let's see. Blake will be. Ooh, Blake's harder.
That's what she said.
Ooh.
That is my name. How'd you guess?
That is his drag name. Blake's harder.
Blake's harder.
There you
That's
go.
your drag name.
My name is
God.
Monroe Madison. I don't know why. Just sounds right.
Oh, it does?
Sure.
Okay.
Like Ashley Madison, I'm Monroe Madison. Wow.
What is your special...
Maybe you should be Madison Monroe.
Okay, fine. Madison Monroe. Fine. Change approved. Madison Monroe. Wanted to be called the Hammer, but
You can't be called that.
Special talents?
your special talent. Go ahead.
My special talent is my mesmerizing belly dance.
Ooh.
Mesmerizing.
Jeff, Scab Jeff, what's yours?
I can talk as well as that guy in Silence of the Lambs.
Ooh.
You win.
Put the lotion in the basket.
Ooh.
Blake, what's your special talent?
I can twerk so hard my ass cheeks clap.
Oh.
Blake wins.
Oh.
Why is Hindi music playing?
Because he's from...
Because this is a question from Meow God.
If you would listen more, you would know Meow God brings us to a higher plane of
It
existence.
brings us to
I
a higher
see.
plane. Listen to my voice, Jeff.
My special talent would be magic.
Do you know what the drag queens are? Do you even know what a drag queen is?
My special talent would be balancing dildos all over my face.
Okay.
Straight up.
How
Tell
many
me, will you love me
dildos?
forever, girl?
Why don't you say balance a dildo on your nose?
That
be more
would be
believable.
required on the face and the forehead and
Because he does it all over his face.
All places
where
you're used
all
to.
over. Favorite song to lip sync to?
We're not going to take it.
Oh, I'm me so horny. No, that's why I am now. Sorry,
Oh,
no,
okay.
sorry.
Oh, wait. Can I change it?
No.
Yes.
Damn.
You may change it.
Go ahead.
Meow God
Let's go.
approves.
Favorite song to lip sync to would have to be I Touch Myself by the Divinals.
That's a good one.
I
I'm
like
me
it.
so horny. Scab Jeff.
It's Raining Men.
Hey.
Hallelujah.
That's the go-to
That's
for
right.
any.
Did you learn that at
for any drag
Raincoat
queen.
school? See, that was a funny. Anyway,
Not
Blake?
really.
No, it wasn't.
Too sexy.
oh, right
Too
said
sexy
Fred.
for this
That's
song.
right.
Okay, Blake's harder is getting interesting.
Hey.
And why should you win the Hobie Drag Race?
I shouldn't.
Scab Jeff, why should you win?
I think he should
Because
win
of my luscious head of hair.
Not on top. Good 1970.
If we were on YouTube, people would understand that you're bald.
Not everywhere.
But if he was a drag queen, he would have a luscious head of hair.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's all about pretend.
Blake's harder. What's your why should you win?
I don't know. Why should I win?
I know which bitch I'm cutting
I think
first.
you should win because of your talent. Slapping your ass cheeks
That's right.
together while twerking. That's
There
why you
you
should
go.
win.
And why should I win? Because I will cut a bitch to win. That's why.
Jason wins.
Also, tell us what bitch, and this is straight from Meow God, which bitch the judges should axe after the introduction and why.
Well, Jason will kill them if they axe him.
Fucking come at me.
Fucking come. I'm going to write that down for a...
Nope. I'm cutting Jeff. I'm cutting Jeff.
I probably deserve it.
Yes.
I'm cutting Jason.
Why are you cutting me?
Why not?
He's afraid of your
I will
talent.
cut you.
He's afraid of your magic.
Jeff, who are you cutting?
I'll probably just cut myself. I'm into cutting.
Well, that's the end of the segment. Okay, moving on. What else we got?
Only us can remove you from the higher plane established by Meow God.
I hope that answers your question. Please, next week, just give us one question.
I hope that entertained at least one person, but I'm not sure it will.
There's a Nick Albright, but it's blank on my page.
That's what she said.
Blank on my page, too.
Oh, yeah. He's going blank all over your face. Moving on. What we got from Sean
All
at
right,
Pittsburgh
so I
Nerd?
guess there was no Nick Albright.
No, there
this
wasn't.
week. Sean at Pittsburgh Nerd. What is your guilty pleasure movie that whenever you see it's on, as you're flipping through the channels, you put the remote down and watch? I just experienced it this weekend.
Put the button
Really?
down.
Clueless. Can't get me enough Alicia Silverstone.
Feel creepy watching that?
No.
Okay, you should. Scab Jeff?
Babe the Pig.
That's a guilty pleasure? That's a great movie.
Yeah, but I'm a grown-ass man, and I'm flipping through channels, and Babe
You're a
the Pig's
grown-ass man
on.
watching Aladdin, okay? So calm down. I think you...
Well, that was... I saw the previews for the new one, and I wanted to see
See it.
any
Bah,
kind
ram you. Bah, ram
of... I'm
you.
saying that Babe is a good movie.
It's a great movie.
What about you, Jeff?
I suppose, to no surprise, I should probably have to say Grease 2.
Go Grease Lightning.
Michelle
Grease
Pfeiffer.
2.
Oh. I would say Clue. It's not on often, but it is.
That's a guilty pleasure for you?
It's not very popular.
I wouldn't call it a guilty pleasure.
Okay, fine. Guilty pleasure. I'm not kidding. Con Air. Everybody knows that.
yeah.
Okay, that's
Face
all
Off.
right. There you go.
Yeah.
Guilty
The Rock.
pleasure,
Yeah, you should
guilty
feel
pleasure.
guilty while
See,
liking
you should
any of
feel
those.
guilty.
Broken
yes.
Arrow.
That
Yep,
too.
you're adding to
Yeah.
them. Yep.
Yeah.
Con Air, Face Off.
National
Speed.
Treasure.
Not Speed.
National
Oh,
Treasure.
God, no. Not
No.
National.
Speed would be
The
mine.
Lake House?
National Treasure 2.
Lake House. It's a magic mailbox. It's from Blue's Clues. What's in the mailbox?
Here comes the mail. I'm wearing their driver.
At least Doug won't be late.
No.
At least Doug won't be late delivering that mail.
I know Jason's guilty movie. It's Ghost.
When a man loves a woman.
Was that in that movie?
I have no idea.
I have
That
no
was Unchained Melody. That was in the movie.
That's what I sang, isn't it?
No.
When a man. What else we got?
Are you banned from karaoke?
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
All right, from the cinema guys.
Yes.
What is a person's life expectancy after eating most stuffed Oreos?
At least a week.
Yeah, I was going to say at least 7 days.
Except for 3
Jim?
out of the 4 of you, it's at least 7 days.
For Jim, 6. We don't know.
Jim ate Oreo stuffed cookies. Now he's at the Raincoat School. That's all I got to say.
No, see.
For
We got rid of the curse by having Jeff eat the cookie. It's like the Ring.
If you see the Nabisco elves coming at you tonight, sorry about your luck.
He's got 7 days.
That's right.
To have somebody else eat one of them?
Yes.
Is that how it works? Or
Brad,
are you
We
doomed
should have
regardless?
that going. You got to get someone, once you get someone to eat it, let them know that they have to hit someone to eat it within 7 days, or else the Keebler elves will kill them.
Brad from the Cinema Guys, you have until tomorrow because you ate one on Wednesday last week. You got to get someone else to eat him with stuff.
But he got all you to. Oh,
No,
that was
we gave it
after.
to him as well.
Oh my God, the Nabisco elves
really
breaking into your house, like coming at you with like fucking knives and shit. This would be a great horror movie.
Starring Peter Dinklage.
Oh,
He's a
Well,
great
yeah.
actor. I
I
mean,
agree.
yeah.
He's an angry elf.
He could pull it off.
Warwick Davis.
Nabisco elves.
Nabisco doesn't even have elves.
Don't they?
Keebler has
Keebler.
elves.
Oh, whatever.
Well, they should.
They do now.
Times are tough.
They're thug elves.
Times are tough. They went over to Nabisco.
Time is a flat circle.
Their tree kept burning down, so they switched over. What else we got?
The Keebler elves. The Nabisco elves. I'm so lost.
Pardon me. Anyways,
Professor number one at Doctor number one. Will Scab Jeff ever put money down in Vegas on his Oscar Mayer picks?
No Meyer.
this is Oscar's picks.
I will not because I'm pretty sure it's illegal.
You meant on Oscars?
I think in America it's illegal to bet on the Oscars. I think they need to do it in like Ireland. They do it in Ireland and
How?
the UK.
You can bet on wrestling in America, and that's scripted.
It's fake.
Well, you can't bet on elections in America.
That's true. That's true.
It's true, but the Oscars aren't elections, are they?
I'm pretty sure that you can't bet on.
Well, it depends on the legality of Vegas betting on
For
the Oscars.
once, the elections
one.
are in higher regard than the Oscars after this debacle this year.
Well, just think of how many people would have lost this past presidential election. If we
Everybody
couldn't-
named the Clintons.
Everybody
bad-
who donated to that cause. Isn't political action committees essentially betting on an election?
In theory, yes.
Yeah, there you go.
They don't get anything in return.
Oh wait, this is where we should say down the hall.
No, but it's true. That's why I'm crying now.
And funny. Okay, last thing. Let's do some face-off.
Tiny surgery. I'd like to take his face off. Yes.
Face-off is when a listener, this time Randall Holt,
Oh, by the way, happy anniversary, Randall. He had his 21st anniversary on Valentine's Day.
for what?
Marriage.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know if it was what type of anniversary.
Wedding anniversary.
Oh, congratulations, Randall.
You
She's a
still
saint.
have time to get out. It's great out here.
You can do it.
I wouldn't listen to him. Congratulations, Randall. She's
Well, Scab Jeff says he has more money now that he's not married.
Significantly.
but a lot less pride. So it's kind of works
Well, he
out.
never had that.
No. Let's see. Face Off is where you take a listener, sends in 2 or 3 people or groups,
Factions,
doesn't matter.
Some sort of factions to battle each other.
And you have to pick the best one. So this week, for Randall Holt, Swallens, which is a department store in Cincinnati. Van Lunen's, another great department store, versus Gold Circle. Are any of these national?
Gold Circle is an old store that no longer exists,
All of these are
Bought
old
out by
stores that
Target.
no longer exist.
but I didn't know about Swallens and the other ones. But I know Gold Circle.
Well, I know Swallens and was Van Lunen's headquartered here in town.
I don't know if they're headquartered, but
I don't
I'm
know.
going to say yeah.
I think Gold Circle might have had a larger reach,
Okay.
but I vote Swallens. Swallens would kick the crap out of either of them.
I do like, because they had a big warehouse, basically. of
Swallens
stuff.
had 4 buildings on their property.
They did.
Depending on if you went to the garden center or you went,
Furniture,
so-
toys.
yeah,
Well,
record albums.
Gold Circle seems like it'd be scrappier though. That it would really get in there and play dirty.
And
It
kick
was
you in the
scrappy.
nuts. Van Lunen seems like it would be the millennial, like just sits back. I kind of don't want to fight.
Or the rich person who's like,
Van
oh, this
Lunen's
is
was
below
not
me.
for the rich person. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yes, I'm Van Swallens.
out of these 3.
Out of these 3, no.
Hello, I'm Van Lunen's.
Maybe it sounds that way, but that wasn't No.
Change approved, Jeff. Scab
Van
Jeff, I like
Lunens.
it. I'm the rich folk here.
Okay, fine.
Listen up,
It was like a
Swallings.
clothing store, right?
They had sports, sporting goods. They had groceries. So they had all that. So it was like a Target before Target.
It had groceries at the Van Lunens? Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe I'm thinking of an entire...
No, it didn't. Anyways, I think I'm wrong on that.
I don't remember.
I'm thinking it was more like a Dillard's.
Oh, I think it was lower than I thought. It was more like a what do you call
Everybody outside.
it? Family Dollar or something.
No, it wasn't that bad. Everybody outside Cincinnati's going, what the fuck are you talking about? So let's just end this quick. I'm going Swallens.
I'm going Swallens.
Scab?
Gold Circle.
Well, Swallens the wins. Woo!
Why did you even ask me?
Empathy. Good job. If you have one that you would like to send us, please send it over to us at Bad Ideas Podcast.
Hashtag face off. It's time for another installment of the news of the geek.
This week, we're doing Oscar picks, and I have a sheet here, Jeff, so you don't even have to write it down.
All right, cool.
Thanks, Scab Jeff. I'm going to keep this for next week. Okay. So, every year, Scab Jeff comes on for the Golden Globes and for the Oscars and makes his picks. He did really well this year on the Golden Globes. I think he was at 75%, something like that.
I thought I was at like 30%.
I thought you were at like 55.
So, yes.
I felt I did very poorly on the Golden Globes.
Yeah, I think you did. Episode 280 or 282, you could go back and listen.
We haven't even done 282.
Go back forward in time.
262. If I could turn back time.
It's like a Marvel's X-Men.
Oh, God. Is Kitty Pryde going back? Let's see. Original.
She should. She's the one that went back originally.
We do 13 categories. First one, original screenplay. Here you go, Jeff. Scab Jeff, hold on. Let me go through the nominees. The Favorite, with a U.
Ugh.
First Reformed. Green Book. Oh, I heard that. Roma, about the story of Paul Roma, the wrestler. And Vice.
I think Favorite is going to win that.
Favorite.
Because they
And I
spell
think-
it with a U.
And I think they should win it.
Okay.
Gonna and shoulda.
What is Favorite about? Real quick.
It's actually real weird, and it's about one of the queens. I forget what the queen's name is.
Diana.
Was it Anne?
Anne, I think. Yeah, I think
It
it
was
was Anne.
Queen Anne, I heard.
And she's not all there, and there's people trying to influence her, and it's got Emma Stone, and she gets naked.
Oh.
Oh, well, is that written in the script?
No,
Emma
she
Stone is
insists.
naked?
She insisted because
Well,
that
she
best
insist-
screenplay.
she
Yes,
insisted
Yes,
to be
that's
naked?
screenplay.
I see where you were going with that. Erase what I just said. We'll go with your joke.
She's my favorite. Okay. Adapted screenplay. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Black Klansman. Can You Ever Forgive Me? Nope. If Beale Street Could Talk. And A Star Is Born.
I think this is the one they're giving to Black Klansman.
Okay. Giving something to Spike Lee. Let's see
Did
here.
Spike write it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're due, let's see here. Original song. Do you want to do original song?
Ooh, let's do
We just
original
bounce
song.
around a lot. Let's see here. All the Stars from Black Panther. All the stars.
You don't even know the song. Quit it.
I'll fight.
That's nowhere close.
I'll-
You should have let him keep going to see where he went with it.
I'll fight from RBG. I'll fight for my right. Yeah, I'll fight. The place
That
where
was close.
the place
That
where
wasn't
lost
bad.
things go from Mary Poppins Returns.
No.
I do declare the places where let things go. Where do they go? Shallow from A Star Is Born. Shallow Hal is here again. Please visit me. And When a Cowboy Trades His Spurs for Wings from the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. When a cowboy trades his spurs for wings and a Chevy truck. When his horse leaves him for the
Karaoke
Shallow
night
is
is
going
canceled.
Shallow is going to win from Star Is Born.
I agree with you on that one.
And I'm thinking that might be the only award that A Star Is Born wins.
The
all
only,
night.
it's the only award. Oh, and that goes to. Oh, Gaga did help write it, so Gaga could win.
documentary feature. Free Solo, the sequel to Han Solo.
I have a review for that on IMDb.
That's the sequel to Solo.
What?
a Star Wars movie?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
No, it's also known as Return of the Jedi, where they need to free Han Solo at the beginning.
I thought there was a documentary about Hope Solo.
Oh, could be.
Hale County this evening.
The best movie of the year.
Minding the Gap, Fathers and Sons, and RBG. So you're going Hale County?
No, I'm going Free Solo.
Really?
It's going to win. Hale County should win, but it's too artistic
Okay.
for
Direct
those people in the academy.
Directing.
Well, which one was more progressively political?
Hale County, but not in a way that
okay.
people who had any idea what that whole political
They're not going to
thing-
give it to RBG just because they like her?
They could.
Okay.
Odds are pretty much even on RBG and Free Solo, but Free Solo is so much better that I'm going that way.
Rhonda Benedict.
What are they actually freeing?
It's Free Solo is climbing a mountain without a rope.
Oh, that sounds boring.
Does anyone
it's
die?
Not. It's probably the scariest movie I've ever seen.
Anyone
in my
die?
life. I'm not going to tell you because
Okay.
that adds to the terror factor as you're watching it. Because after seeing Icarus last year, you know that the movie could go any way.
Directing. We had Spike Lee in Black Klansman. Paul Pawlowski from Cold War. Yorgos Lanthimos from The Favorite. Alfonso Cuarón from Paul Roma. Adam McKay from Vice.
I think Roma is going to win the big three. I think they're
Alfonso?
gonna win.
Alfonso Cuarón.
I think they're going to win director, picture, and cinematography.
Okay.
Ooh.
So that's
Is it up for foreign language film?
Yep. And definitely going to win
Going to
that
win
one.
that.
let's go. We like doing different things each year, so
We do?
maybe. Let's do costume design.
Costume design. This one,
We got the Ballad of Buster Scruggs, the Western. Black Panther, amazing. The Favorite, it's British. Mary Poppins Returns, British Part 2. And Mary Queen of Scots, British Part 3.
I think that The Favorite deserves it, but I'm going to say that they're going to go with Black Panther, and this will be the
I think that's the one that
token.
wins.
I think this
Yeah.
will be the token one for them.
Really? Okay.
It's that or production design, and I think production design is going to go to The Favorite.
Cinematography,
I would have went the other way.
Roma.
Cold War, The Favorite, Never Look Away, Roma, and A Star is Born.
I haven't seen Never Look Away. That's one of the 5 I haven't seen yet.
Of all of these?
Of all of them.
Wow. Animated feature. We got Incredibles 2, Isle of Dogs. Ugh.
Have you seen it?
It's the director. Oh,
Who
God.
directed it?
Wes Anderson?
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably good then.
No.
Fantastic.
Because Wes
I'm
Anderson
so cool
is good.
because I'm using a typewriter. Fuck you, Wes Anderson.
I'd rather not fuck him.
Ma-
I just want to watch his movies.
Miria, Ralph Breaks the Internet, and Jeff and I's pick Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
I don't know. I got to see Isle of Dogs now.
I would love Spider-Man to win, but I think it's going to be Incredibles 2. What do you think?
I'm saying that it's definitely going to be Spider-Man, although it should be Isle of Dogs, even though I have not seen Spider-Man. That's
It's
one of the
well
5.
done.
That's one of the. Wow, that was the easy one to see.
It's not out.
Not
streaming yet.
anymore.
And
And you don't want to pay for it in the theater?
Oh, I could. I just haven't. I've been watching so many movies every weekend, so I haven't seen Mirai in this category or Spider-Man.
Supporting actress. You got 5 left here. Amy Adams for Vice. Mariana de Tovia from Paul Roma. Regina King from If Beale Street Could Talk. Emma Stone from The Favorite. Yes. She got naked.
Naked.
Rachel Wise, The Favorite.
Ooh, Rachel Weisz.
I think it's going to be Regina King. I think if Beale Street should have been on the Best Picture list, definitely over.
Is it not?
Black Panther? It's not.
Really?
Wow. 8
and,
of them
and
on
it's
there?
by
That
the guy who
make
did
it?
Moonlight, who I should hate with all of my heart and soul, but it was a great movie. If Beale Street Could Talk, and she did a great job. Regina King.
What about the lead? Because she's a local actress.
Really?
I can't remember her name from.
Oh, she was
The
good.
younger girl.
Nothing to write home about.
Okay.
So she's stalkable.
Apparently, Regina King has some local ties too, but they were a little less vague on that on the news when
Less
they were
effort.
talking about.
She drove
that.
by Cincinnati. That's your local ties.
Well,
I was like, she might have been born here but raised somewhere else or something. Like
I always
that.
like the local news when they're like, "Oh, Cincinnati or local connection."
Yeah.
They drove by. What? How's that a local connection?
Their van drove through on the interstate once.
It broke down. We AAA fixed them up.
George Clooney's resident.
They got local ties. They were mugged here.
Leading actress, Yalitza Aparicio from Paul Roma. That was actually my best effort.
That was your best effort.
Did we tell Hackney you should put phonetic spellings on these for you?
Let's see. Glenn Close from The Wife. Olivia Colman from The Favorite. Lady Gaga from A Star Is Born. And Blake's favorite, Melissa McCarthy. Can you ever forgive me? Ooh. No, we can't forgive you.
That one looks like a good movie.
You know, if she shit in the sink,
read my review for it?
I told you the only one I knew you had was the documentary county one.
If you pick Melissa McCarthy, I'm going to smack you.
No, she did a real good job. I'm not saying she didn't do it, but Glenn Close, I think, is going to win, and I don't think she deserves it. I think
She's gonna
that
win because of
the
all her
favorite
outspoken
Olivia Colman
political
probably
views.
deserves it, and they're close. But for some reason, I think they're going to give it to Glenn Close because she's more of the in
Political.
person.
Has she won
This year.
one yet, Glenn Close?
I don't
An
know.
Oscar?
Look that up.
It's the year to give
Jeff,
it to
I
her.
do need your help though on this one because
I have to pronounce
he's a
something?
great actor. Yeah, Ali from Green Book.
Mahershala?
Mahershala. Thank you. Okay, Mahershala.
Mahershala Ali.
Yep. And True Detective
True
season
Detective 3. Ooh, you know. Oh, man, I want to talk about True Detective season 3, but Dittman's not here. All right, anyways.
3. One of my coworkers told me today that he really is enjoying season 3.
I'm telling you, it's good.
She was nominated 7 times, never won.
Wow.
So this might be her time.
Adam Driver for Black Klansman. Sam Elliott, A Star Is Born. Richard E. Grant for Can You Ever Forgive Me?
No.
And Sam Rockwell for Vice. This is supporting actor. We have 3 left.
This is supporting actor, yeah.
I'm going Ali.
Yeah, I'm going Ali too. Sam Elliott is that?
Yeah.
Sam Elliott,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was awful in Star Is Born.
Did you
What? No, Sam Elliott's not allowed to be awful in anything.
Well, he's exactly like he is in every
In
other
everything.
movie. And
Okay.
it didn't fit in this movie.
Oh, okay.
Did you like Green Book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to see that still. Let's see. Leading actor, Christian Bale for Vice. Bradley Cooper for A Star Is Born. William Dafoe for Attorney's Great Kate.
Dafoe.
Rami Malek.
Rami
Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's Malik.
That's my best effort. And Viggo Mortensen for Green Book.
He got Vigo right.
He did.
Rami Malek.
Okay. I'm going Christian Bale just because Hollywood will pick him just so he can talk about the presidency.
And he can pronounce his name easiest.
Yes.
Yeah, but the problem is when Christian Bale goes up to talk, you can't understand what he's saying because he talks in that like
Asshole
British
type-
accent.
Did you see him during the Golden Globes?
Yes. He
And I
always looks.
said what the entire time.
He always looks like somebody screwed up his dinner order. That's what he always looks like. Let's see. Best Picture. We got Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Green Book, Paul Roma, A Star Is Born, and Vice.
Roma.
Oh. True story of Paul Roma, the worst wrestler of the Four Horsemen.
Oh
Okay.
my God, he was a Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
Oh, you missed one category.
What's that?
Best comedy released 20 years ago today as of this recording.
Office Space.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm surprised it didn't make it onto our show itinerary.
I apologize for that. I should have. It goes to Hackney because, again, we did
Yeah,
not do
what's it called? Shit, I forgot the name
Computer.
of the movie. Computer? No,
A
not
poster.
computer. What?
I don't know. You're putting it up in the air. I'm looking. I'm helping you out.
Highlander.
Oh, there can only be one.
Highlander won the Oscar for best movie ever.
It's true. That's true.
Oh, yeah.
So, Jeff, you're going to be Jeff. You're going to be back next week.
Well, there's more. Let me rush through them real quick so I get more.
Okay,
odds
go.
on my-
Hurry.
Hurry.
Okay,
Category winner. Category winner. Come on.
Documentary
do it now.
short.
Category winner. Category
Black
winner.
Sheep.
Okay. Film editing.
Vice.
Okay.
Apparently you're
What's
right.
going on here? Foreign
Well.
language film.
Roma.
Okay. Makeup and hairstyle.
Vice.
Original score.
Beale Street.
Let's see here. Production design.
Favorite.
Okay. Animated short film.
Bayo.
That was good. That was a good short.
Scott Baio?
It
Beowulf?
wasn't
I
bad.
think it's getting overrated, but I liked it. I did like it. Live action short.
Marguerite.
No, detainment. Sound
Oh
editing.
God, that was about these two 10-year-olds killing and raping a 2-year-old.
Jesus.
I changed my vote.
And if you change it to one of the other ones, it's probably about a kid dying.
God!
It's the most depressing category ever.
Well, that's going to be during the commercials, so don't worry.
No,
It's not.
They took
I
that
know. Sound editing.
First Man.
Sound mixing.
Star is Born. Although it should be First Man.
Visual effects.
You think they're giving
Avengers.
You think they're people don't know what they're voting for in the sound categories? You think they don't just give everything to the same movie?
I think I finally understand the difference.
You do.
I think I do.
Do they?
Well, I think they would know better than me because they're the people who actually
You're
do the
vastly
work.
overrating
think-
Hollywood.
I think the people who do the jobs understand the difference. I'm thinking the actors and producers and directors don't.
But the only people who vote on sound editing and sound mixing are the sound editors and
Did
the
they
sound
change?
mixers.
Those are the people who put up the nominations, but everyone votes for everything.
I don't think so. I think it's
You
only
nominate within category, but everyone in the Academy votes on
Yeah.
everything, unless they change that.
My understanding was the opposite of that the Academy just arbitrarily chooses them, and then, somebody just arbitrarily chooses them, and then the people in each category vote for it, and then Best Picture is voted on by everybody.
All I know is I get a vote this year, so I'm happy.
No, but everybody in the Academy can nominate a Best Picture, but you can only nominate in the other thing in the category you're in. So, like, if you are a sound editor, you nominate sound editor. If you're an actor, you can nominate the actors.
This seems like something I should know, but
I
I'm
know.
thinking that you might.
Maybe
be
I'll
right
have to
here.
look up because you have me doubting it. But
I was thinking that the people voting for the different categories are only the people in those categories, except for Best Picture.
I think it was the nominations that you can only
You
nominate.
could be right.
Who's on first?
What's on second?
Was that all of them?
So, Scab Jeff, you'll be back next week to show us how wrong you are. We did have a couple quick questions just for Jeff. Just to let you know, we had this out there. Let's see here. Doctor number one. Scab Jeff, I hope your picks are better than your Hollywood Stock Exchange picking. As more of a comment.
I was really counting on Beautiful Boy to do better in the Oscar nominations, and it got shut out, and then my Steve Carell pick just plummeted.
Why is there no Zombies, the true story of the Titanic disaster movie yet?
Because I'm holding out for James Cameron, and he's still working on Avatar 2.
3, 4, 5, and
Yeah.
6.
And 7. Scary thoughts, Scott, Canadian Ear. Is there any picture you believe was overlooked for many categories?
I think Beale Street should have definitely been for Best Picture. I think that Won't You Be My Neighbor is probably the biggest snub that I've ever heard of. That was favored by everybody by like a 10-1 shot to win Best Documentary, and it wasn't even nominated.
Is there any film that you think was nominated too many times?
Black Panther definitely was. I just watched that recently thinking that I forgot or that I missed something the first time I saw it. Roma, it's getting a lot of hype. It's probably the best movie to come out this year, but it's not as great as everybody seems to think it is. It seems like he's trying too hard to be Fellini.
Bucky Fellini?
Yep.
Bucky Fellini?
Bucky Fellini. Trying too hard to be Bucky Fellini.
And are they stacking the deck with Lady Gaga, Queen, and the Avengers cast to try and bring viewers back?
I think Lady Gaga deserved the acting nomination. The Black Panther should have nothing to do with this. I think Beale Street was screwed out of it, which is a much better movie. It's just a much better movie, and it's insulting to them that Black Panther was nominated and Beale Street wasn't. I forget the question. I'm just so.
That was a good answer. So, Jeff, thank you for that. We will be checking in next week and see how you do. I'm hoping for above 50%.
I'm hoping for 100% because that's what I'm using to make my Oscar picks at his Oscar party.
Ooh, I have a real trophy this time.
Let's see here. We'll do quickies real quick. A Psych sequel, the TV show, is officially a go at USA Network.
And Jim's not here to enjoy that
As
story.
a follow-up to 2017 Psych the movie. Production is set to get underway next month in Vancouver on the officially titled Psych, the movie 2, which finds Sean and Gus going back to where it all began, Santa Barbara. The synopsis is, Santa Barbara Police Chief Carlton Lassiter is ambushed on the job and left for dead, and he begins to see impossible happenings around his recovery clinic. Sean and Gus return to Lassie's side in Santa Barbara and are forced to navigate the personal, professional, and possibly the supernatural. Separated from their new lives in San Fran, our heroes find themselves unwelcomed in their old stomping grounds as they secretly untangle a twisted case without the benefit of the police, their loved ones, or the quality sourdough bakeries of the Bay Area. What they uncover will change the course of their relationship forever.
Dun, dun.
Anyone excited about this?
Jim is.
Well, I wish Jim was here.
Yes. I saw about half a dozen episodes of Psych. I enjoyed it, but I just was never something I got into enough to make it a regular view.
They're not bad, but they're not something that you'd look forward to seeing another one.
On a positive note for Blake, Arrested Development is coming March 15th. It's a murder mystery this year.
Season
5B.
Yes. There's always money in the banana hammocks. So, are you excited, Blake?
Yes.
Really? Still excited, even after last season?
Yes.
I enjoyed last season. So
Okay, what was the one season you didn't like?
There wasn't a season I didn't
okay.
like.
Okay. That was Community. Sorry.
I liked all
Was that on
Community
Yahoo?
seasons. Oh, yeah, Community on Yahoo. It was still a fun show. It just lost a lot of the, 3 of the main characters, so...
And Yahoo lost a lot of money.
Well, that's because Yahoo didn't know what they were doing.
Good news is Community Season 8 is on altavista.com, so that's next week. So be ready for that.
Alta Vista's still around?
Sure. Ask Jeeves is getting back into the thing with Arrested Development Season 6, so be careful with that. Let's see here. There is your News of the Geek. Scab Jeff, thanks for the nominations.
Do you like movie reviews? How about true crime stories, celebrity interviews? Well, you won't get any of that here. I'm a stay-at-home dad with 4 boys and a night job. I don't have time for all that crap. What I do have time for is browsing the web for weird and idiotic news stories. Then I bring my favorites to you every week, along with my own weird life lessons and favorite podcast recommendations because, hey, sharing is caring, right? So subscribe to Odd Dad Out in Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, or your favorite podcatcher. And follow me on Twitter at Odd Dad Out and add a little weird to your day.
Hey, it's Brian.
And it's Tony.
From the Salty Language Podcast. We're a podcast with 2 friends that have, been around each other for 70 years or something. And, we talk about kind of everything.
We're like a married couple that you hate.
Yeah, basically something like that. No, we talk about, just weird news, stuff that happens in our life, pop culture, really anything. It's, we just have a nice conversation and make up stuff along the way. So, yeah. And I guess, you can find us at saltylanguage.com.
For sure. And I'm sure you'll be fine.
Well, also, you can find us on dangerentertainment.net.
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Entertainment.net, in case you missed it the first time.
Jeff, what are you doing September 20th through 22nd?
I'm going to be at the Cincinnati Comic Expo.
That is right, at the Duke Energy Convention Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. Scab Jeff might even be there. Scab, will you be there?
I hope to be.
There you go. Also, early bird pricing for the tickets is expiring soon, so please go to CincinnatiComicExpo.com and get your tickets now.
If you're hearing this, you better jump online if you want some good pricing.
That's right. They're set to expire on Friday, September 22nd at 11:59 p.m. Just to let you guys know. Let's see. Just announced today, the Harp Twins are going to be there. First ever visit. We've always had movie, TV, and comic book stars. Now we're doing musicians. They are Camille and Kennerly Kitt are the most recognized music duos in the world with a successful electric and concert grand harp music. I've seen them before.
Yeah, they're always on the PBS drives.
Yeah. So they are coming. They're going to do 3 concerts. So that's going to be kind of cool.
Yeah, one each day, one Friday, one Saturday, one Sunday, and it's free with your entrance ticket to it.
Yep.
Thank you, admissions. It's free with your admission to listen to the harpists.
And the big ones, also on this one, not only the Harp Twins, Alan Tudyk is going to be there.
Yes.
You know why? I am a leaf on the wind. Watch how I soar. Alan Tudyk and We're also going to have Marina Baccarin.
Baccarin.
I always say the wrong name. From Baccarat, yes. From Deadpool 2, from Gotham.
Deadpool
1. So, yes, she will be there as well, so I'm excited about that. Also,
Firefly.
And Firefly.
Duh. Well, V.
Also,
Firefly
artist
is the big one.
Amanda Connor is going to be there from Harley Quinn. So, the comic book. So, all of them are coming, along with many other ones that are announced, usually every Tuesday or Wednesday. So look to the CincinnatiComicExpo.com, and they will give you all the updates. You can also just look at it on the History of Bad Ideas on Facebook.
Yes, if you're already following our Facebook page, then you'll see these announcements come out as we...
Pretty much the same day.
Yep.
So, yes, September 20th through the 22nd, Duke Energy Convention Center. Hobie will be there playing trivia, and there might be even an impression face-off this year.
God, here's
if you can beat me in an impression, you might win a prize.
Well, who can't?
Everyone. September 20th through 22nd, CincinnatiComicExpo.com.
I thought we were doing Hobie karaoke this year.
We might be doing that, too. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
That sounds awful. Are we going to do it as a contest?
Yes.
If you can sing better than one of us.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
It's time for Box Office Bombs.
All right. This year in Box Office, or this week, I should say, in Box Office Bombs.
And news and World Report. No bombs, really.
No bombs, because we skipped those the last couple weeks. But this week, we'll just go straight into our top 5 list. Number 1 this week at the box office was Alita: Battle Angel, making $28 million, a total of $36.5 million, in its opening weekend on a $170 million budget.
They wanted this to be, I thought they were looking for 35 to 50 million.
They did not get it.
No.
Well, they got 36.5 if you include everything that happened before the opening weekend.
That is true. And they did make $94 million worldwide.
Yeah, the worldwide is where I think they're hoping for China to like this movie.
They better, because it's not doing well here.
Number 2, the Lego Movie 2 made $21.5 million, a total of $63 million on a $99 million budget. Number 3, Isn't It Romantic? No, it wasn't. It sucked. Made $14 million, a total of $20.5 million on a $31 million budget.
That is the Rebel Wilson movie. They actually were quite happy with the results.
I'm sure they were, because if you make any money with a Rebel Wilson movie, you should be happy. Number 4, What Men Want made $11 million, a total of $36 million on a $20 million budget. And number 5, Kevin helped support Happy Death Day to You with another $10 million, a total of $13.5 on a $9 million budget.
They said it obviously it's going to make a profit, but they said they were kind of disappointed because they thought they were going to get more because the first one has a really big cult following. So it still will do well, but not as well as they thought.
Yeah, well,
it's also a weird time to release it. I thought.
See, that's the thing, is I'm not the person to talk about
Valentine's Day. That's the perfect time to release it.
Oh, that's true. I guess it is with the horror movie. Okay,
with the Stalker movie about. Yeah. No, I just I'm not the person to talk to about horror movies because I can't understand how any of them make money.
This one looks fun. What do we got coming up?
Coming up, February 22nd, 2019, we have How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World.
That looks awful.
It does look bad.
Totally awful.
I know, but they're ending the series.
Well, they should have ended it after 2.
Second one was really good. My son actually, because there's 6 seasons on Netflix,
and they're probably all better than this movie.
The Netflix series is good because it actually has real characters, like the voices.
It has real characters. No, they're still animated.
But and he actually started over the series because he didn't see the last 2 seasons yet, and so he started over the series already, and so now he's going through it all and he's going to watch it all.
So he's rewatching everything.
Yeah. So, and I really like it. I like the series. I'm going to see the third one. It probably won't be as good, but I'm ready for it. It's okay. I'm sad.
It looks to me like a misstep. I could be wrong.
I think it's going to be more about Toothless finding love than the actual plot, the action that the other ones have. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's still
We'll
going to
see
make
what
it decent.
happens.
They're expecting 50 to 60 million.
Buy or sell. Let's see.
The stock.
The stock in the Hollywood Stock Exchange. We've got Rosa Salazar at $67.69. Who is Rosa Salazar?
She was in Alita.
Oh, the lead from Alita?
Sure.
Yeah, no, I'm going to be selling if I have Rosita stock.
Rosa.
Rosa. I combined Rosita and Rosa and Alita, so it's Rosita.
I'll sell Rosa. Scab?
Sell.
Blake?
Next.
Okay.
We have Christoph Waltz at $76.75.
Comparison?
Jeffrey Rush is at $79.58.
How is Jeffrey Rush that high?
I don't know.
What was the last movie he was in?
I don't know.
Pirates of the Caribbean 5?
I think Christoph Waltz is an excellent actor. It's just all depends on if the movies he's in gain traction.
That number's too high. I'm going to sell.
I'll buy.
I'm slightly buying. I'm on the verge of thinking it's too high, but I think I'll still buy.
Blake?
Not knowing what's coming out or anything.
Buy. Okay.
Jessica Roth or Rothy, I'm not sure how it's pronounced.
Happy Death Day to you.
She's at $58.77 compared to Sarah Paulson at $61.49.
Jeff?
Since I don't know who she is, $58 seems a little much, so I'm selling.
I feel like Happy Death Day didn't do as well as they wanted, so I'll sell.
I'll sell. I've seen the first one, and I'm not sure I could pick her out of a lineup.
That's a good sign. That's actually on the poster. Don't know if I can pick her out of a lineup. Scab Jeff says.
On my movie review. I get it.
Yeah, see? Go ahead, Blake.
Yeah, I can pick her out of a lineup. I'm buying.
Okay.
All right. And Rebel Wilson.
Sell.
At $1.
Sell.
I would be selling her at $1. They have her at $87.37.
Even my wife doesn't like her.
I'd buy.
Ugh.
She gets in those comedies that tend to make a lot of money, and
But outside of the singing ones, there's
Pitch
karaoke.
Perfect.
There's karaoke movies that she does, and those. Yeah, I don't think her appeal stretches. I don't think her appeal is even good for those movies. I think she's just in movies that did okay.
I feel like she's
Not-
obnoxious.
she's gonna make money on this one, and she's the lead.
Yeah. I'm
She's
selling.
used to being the. I think she's still got a little ways to go up.
Kristen Wiig is the comparison at $94.38.
And Kristen Wiig is terrible.
And I would buy her stock because she's the villain in Wonder Woman. At least she has something going for her.
Oh.
She's Cheetah.
Okay. Hopefully, well, if
I
she's
like
not in a comedy, she might be all right. She wasn't bad in like The Martian,
Yeah.
so I can't.
I think the Cheetah is a really fun character. I like the villain of the Cheetah.
I think maybe as an actress she's all right. As a comedian I don't. Yeah, just never found her funny.
So we all agree that Rebel Wilson should retire. Good job.
All right.
That music can only mean one thing. Top 5.
Yay!
Favorite, or as the British say, favorite game show host. So it could be any criteria. Scab Jeff, you can go first.
My number 5 is Ben Bailey, the first cash cab guy.
Oh,
Yes.
son of a bitch! I completely forgot about it. Damn it!
I had him as an honorable mention.
He's going to be my number 5.
Is that from Pornhub?
So you forgot to put him
That's
on.
Bang
And
Cab.
then you put him on so that I could knock him off.
Yes.
Yes, he put him on just so you could knock him off.
Put him on the board. That was good. Cash Cab was fun. They brought it back, and he's still the host.
No, he's not.
Oh, they got another one now?
I think so.
Oh,
when,
the ones
when
that-
I was looking at him, he was the one that I recognized was only there for like 3 years.
Oh, they brought
No,
it.
the newer ones they've done like last year were Ben Bailey.
Yeah.
Oh.
Blake, what's your number 5?
I don't think that they were all that popular. I don't know if they did a second new season.
Yeah, it wasn't as good. Blake?
Having spent time in Japan, I would say any Japanese game show host.
I'll give you that one. That was a good one.
All right.
Anytime
Any
it
of
starts
them.
with, even though I don't understand what they're saying, but I do know when he goes, "Whoa!" I know something good's coming.
Oh, you just knocked out my 4, 3, 2, and 1.
There you go.
No, I'm kidding.
I wasn't sure. I'm looking. I'm like, I think he's kidding.
My number 5 is Alfonso Ribeira from Catch 21.
Wow, that's terrible. And I thought your number 5 was Ben Bailey.
And Ben Bailey, I hope he did.
Oh,
He actually made Catch 21 fun. I like him.
Sure.
yeah, that was no.
Did he break dance during that?
It
TV
wasn't a good
show?
show, and he wasn't that good of a host.
He had a
Okay.
I thought he was fun.
My number 5 is Brooke Burns from the American version of The Chase. It was a quiz show on Game Show Network.
Okay.
And she was I felt, besides being, very attractive, which always helps, she was very clearly spoken and articulate when you have to read questions very quickly.
Okay.
She did a very good job of that.
Okay. What else you got?
My number 4, I have a tie here because they are both on the same show. It is Alexander Armstrong and Richard Osman. They are on the British game show Pointless.
Okay. Never seen it.
What is Pointless?
What?
Pointless is like a quiz show where you are trying to get the lowest scoring correct answer. Like they'll take
Like a Family Feud
Family
type of
Feud.
thing?
They'll ask
Reverse of
100
Family
people.
Feud.
Yeah, reverse. They'll ask 100 people a question,
But that's too easy for Americans.
but it has to be a correct answer. So
That's
there's
what I
some
mean.
trivia involved.
Correct answer, the least amount of correct.
Well, the problem is, you mean if they poll Americans? Never mind.
You're right. Only you understood what I was getting at. These two guys have no idea.
That was the most pointless thing I've ever seen. Anyway. Shut up, Umbrella
So
Academy.
they'll ask questions, and you try to get the one that is the lowest scoring one. And
Because British people are too smart for that.
Alexander Armstrong is the guy
Right.
that reads the questions, and then Richard Osman is the one that gives the facts and anecdotes about the questions.
Okay.
And you can give any of them a British accent, they're automatically smarter than the rest of us.
And I will say this, they are very articulate for British speakers because they still have a British accent, but I can understand them.
Okay.
And I have a hard time watching British television because when they
go hard Cockney.
Oh yeah, I'm like I will listen to it over. I will pull out the closed caption just to understand what they're saying, and half the time I still don't know what they're saying.
But you do know wanker.
I know wanker because
right.
Blake taught me wanker.
Cheeky cunt.
Cheeky cunt. He taught me that
That's
too. Yes.
My number 4 is Kenny Blankenship and Vic Romano from Don't Get Eliminated, MXC, on
Most
Spike
Extreme
TV.
Challenge.
Yeah, I didn't know that the voices, the people that did the voices were the Groundlings. Were from the Groundlings.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I loved that one. It was a Japanese game show, Takashi's Castle, that they redubbed over an American version. So,
And made it funny.
yeah. Blake, what's number 4?
Number 4 is Mark Summers, Double Dare.
It's my number
Good.
4.
Put on the board.
Right.
I was
Number 4.
I liked Double Dare, but I never liked Mark Summers.
I liked him as a young adult watching Double Dare.
That was the only game show I really watched back when I was that
I
age
thought-
when it was
The
on.
only thing you can watch on Nickelodeon, other than you can't do that on television.
He looked so uncomfortable that he didn't want to be there.
He looks a lot more fun
And
in the new ones.
He is like a germaphobe,
Yes.
and they had slime everywhere. I mean, that must have driven him crazy.
Insane.
Boof.
Scab Jeff, that was
Then
your
you have
number
to
4?
reach up the nose and find the fly.
Oh, I hate that one.
Now you get to
The
do
foam. What's your number 3, Scab?
I have Steve Harvey from Family Feud. I think he's the best Family Feud host that they've ever had.
I don't disagree that he is animated and he does make it fun. I don't like Steve Harvey, but I do think he does a decent job on
I
it.
think he does the best.
I like
seen
Steve
recent-
Harvey. The only problem I have with Steve Harvey is when he has a pronunciation problem and then blames the guests for misunderstanding him. Like the ads they keep playing are he asked something about type of soup, and the guy thought he said suit. And so, or no,
it was the other way around.
He said suit, and the guy thought he said soup, so he rings in and says chicken noodle. And he's like, "Don't wear no chicken noodle suit to the office." And I'm like, "But it sounded like you said soup."
Yeah, I can't stand how he over exaggerates and over reacts to everything.
I can see that.
It like kills it,
And the fact that he never heard of Pinocchio.
makes the pacing horrible, and I can't stand to watch it.
What's your number 3?
Oh, they
Blake?
edit the shit out of
With
that.
him. Yeah,
No, I
they
mean,
can't.
there is no pacing because they edit everything that.
God, it's horrible because he's a horrible guest. That's game show host. All right, number 3.
Did you call me a horrible guest?
That's right. I mean, horrible game show host.
Nice cover,
I didn't
Blake.
mean you being a horrible guest.
No, not at all.
Actually, you know what? Next week, our top 5 horrible Hobie guests.
1 through 5, Scab Jeff.
You're gonna win.
2 through 5, Scab Jeff. 1, Amy. Anyways,
Hey, no, take it down the hall.
sorry, my bad.
Number 3, going back to my early MTV days, Ken Ober
Oh, I
on
forgot
remote
Ken
control.
Ober. I meant to put Ken Ober.
Yes, that was a great TV show.
You're right.
And Carver.
I meant to put Ken Ober on my list, and then when I sat down to make the list, I forgot him.
You can give him honorable mention.
I will throw an honorable mention.
You could just throw it on your number 5 now.
Oh yeah, he was tied for number 5
Yeah, you know.
because Kenny wasn't like the other kids.
And I remember Adam Sandler before he was on SNL on that show.
And he played all the Stick Pin Quinn, Colin's
I was going to
thug
say
cousin.
Colin Quinn, yeah.
Colin Quinn.
That was awesome.
My number 3 is the reason he's up there is he brought it back to mainstream game shows is Regis Philbin. So I put him on there more for what he did.
Oh God, Regis was god awful.
He was not good, but he brought back mainstream game shows to network TV.
I so wanted to get into the hot seat just so I can insult
him.
Regis sitting across from him.
Jeff, what's your number 3?
If only they had Kathy Lee
Ugh. Frank Gifford.
Still mad you picked
co-hosting
that. Oh,
the
he was a
game.
terrible game show host. My number 3 is Craig Ferguson.
I like Craig.
He hosted the Celebrity Name Game.
Yeah.
And he was the only reason to watch the Celebrity Name Game
I do like Craig
because
Ferguson.
he was pretty funny.
What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Lynn Thigpen. She played the chief in Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
I was probably better than Double Dare. I should have gone.
Damn,
Should
that was a
have
good
gone
one.
with that.
That's a good one.
If I didn't have
But
her
I
on
don't
my
remember. I don't remember the host though. I remember Mark
Yeah.
Summers. I don't remember.
Well, there was
her.
some other guy who asked the questions, but she was the chief, so she was kind of like the co-host or whatnot. But she was good. The other guy was
My number 2 is Hobie Dip. I did Chuck Woolery because growing up, my parents always watched Love Connection.
I was about to say, from which game are you
Love
referring?
Connection.
Love
Coming
Connection.
back in 2 and 2.
Back in 2 and 2. And tied that with Richard Dawson from Family Feud. And the reason he's number 2 is because I think he had a lot of sexual harassment claims. It was a little creepy.
Hashtag me too.
And
Yeah.
this Richard Dawson is also for The Running Man, the movie. So all of those roles. But yeah, I enjoyed Richard Dawson, but he's a little creepy when you watch them.
Oh,
yeah,
shit, what's his character?
he was-
Killian.
It's on later on. Don't worry, we got it.
Okay.
He was drinking in between takes, supposedly, and there
That
are some,
doesn't surprise
there
me.
are some creepy kissing things that he would do too when he was not even sober.
Damon Killian.
Damon Killian. Oh, are you saying while he was doing the Family Feud, or
Yeah.
when he was? I thought you meant he was
Family Feud.
during takes of the
Running Man.
Running
Oh,
Man.
yeah, that was in
he
it
was
too,
the only
right?
good part of the Running Man, to be honest.
He did
Yeah.
get out of a concentration camp, though.
Yeah, yeah, World War II. He's a World War II hero.
Hogan's hero. Hogan! Number 2, Blake.
I think it was more of a prisoner of war. Camp,
Whatever.
not a
I
concentration
actually,
camp.
when I was thinking about the game show hosts. I was realizing just how many of them are sexual perverts.
You think?
I think it was a requirement
sexual
before
harassers.
1989.
Yeah,
So,
no.
sir, how many people have you sexually harassed? 87? Okay, well, we're looking for 100.
Well,
I'm sorry,
like
you don't
they
get the
even do
show.
what
You
the
only
term-
get the match game.
Yeah.
Poor Gene Rayburn.
I mean, seriously, Richard Dawson couldn't pull that shit off today.
Yeah.
You know?
I can't believe he's still alive.
Anyways, speaking of poor taste, number 2, you know, if anybody could, if a CIA agent could pull off being a game show host as a cover, I mean, you got to give it to Chuck Barris.
Yeah.
Do you gotta? Do you
have to.
gotta?
I
You
love
have to.
I love Barry's
With that
music.
requisite of being a CIA agent, using a game show host as a secret as his cover.
It's a great cover.
That's right.
It's a great cover.
And he knew how to wear hats.
He didn't, however, know how to laugh believably on stage.
But he could clap.
We do a lot better joke. We sell a lot better when Blake tells a joke.
We do.
Umbrella School.
Hey, did you hear this one before?
Yes. Jeff, what's your scab? What you got, too?
Ann Robinson, the weakest link.
Oh, that was my number one.
You are the weakest link.
That every game show host should have that demeanor.
Mean.
And then I will enjoy almost every game show more, except for maybe Craig Ferguson.
What's your number one?
Bob Saget from America's Funniest Home Videos.
I guess it is a game show.
it's a
Yeah,
game
yeah.
show.
You
Oh,
win
I
$10,000.
You win the money at the end.
I'll
Yeah.
give you that.
Man,
Wow,
right.
he's terrible, and his jokes were worse. Oh man!
Just let you know,
I really enjoyed him doing it.
just
he
let you
seemed to
know.
be having fun with it. And
I'm sure he was having fun.
He was
but-
making money.
Oh yeah.
Remember when Dave Coulier did America's Funniest People
No, I
with
don't.
Daisy Fuentes?
Ooh, Daisy.
But
Yeah.
did you see Bob Saget's the roast of Bob Saget? Comedy Central's roast of him?
No.
Because was it Norm Macdonald? I think was one of the roasters, and all of his jokes that he told were jokes that Bob Saget told on America's Funniest Home Videos.
And nobody got
And
that.
it was like silent, like people were like uncomfortably going throughout the whole thing, and every single joke was just a Bob Saget or America's Funniest Home Video punchline.
It's awesome.
All
right.
Number one?
My number one, Craig Ferguson probably took a page out of Groucho Marx's "You Bet Your Life."
Oh, I
one.
never really watched.
That's a nice pull.
But
Thank you.
I'll show you a nice pull.
That's what she said. My number one is because I grew up with his shows, and he was the host of Card Sharks, my favorite game show of all time.
Wade Martindale?
Nope, Bob Eubanks.
Bob Eubanks.
He's a foundation of game show host.
Newlywed Game.
He was
That's right. The most exotic place you've made love.
back of a Volkswagen
In the butt.
in the butt. Jeff, and your number one?
My number one was Ann Robinson.
We had some other ones here.
I got honorable mentions.
Okay, go.
I got Bob Barker, Phil Keegan of The Amazing Race,
Oh, I forgot about Phil.
Anderson Cooper of The Mole,
The mole.
Gene Rayburn with the Skinny Mike, Jimmy Carr of the British game show The Big Fat Quiz on Everything, Ben Bailey, and Clive Anderson, the original British host of Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Phil, that was a bad one by me. I should have put him on there. I love Amazing
I thought
Race.
you liked him.
You know why? Because I haven't seen the new
news.
season because they keep pushing it off.
I'm like 2 or 3 seasons behind.
So, Scab, did you have any quick
I had,
honorables?
Mike Adamle from American Gladiators back in the day.
Oh yeah.
I had Jeff Foxworthy from Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
He's not bad. He does keep it moving along.
And John Henson from Wipeout.
Ah.
I kind of liked him in that as the
Just John Henson, not the
Yeah,
other John.
the other guy was boring.
John and John.
We had some listener picks on this one.
And he Drew Carey.
I actually don't mind Drew Carey on Price is Right. I think you still need to have, since Bob Barker was there so long, I think Drew Carey needs another about 5-10 years.
He's only been there for 7. He needs
at
another
least
5
20
or
more
10.
sexual harassment cases to match Bob Barker.
But I do like Drew Carey on. I had no issue with that one bit. Great cushy job for him.
is, seriously.
He's gotten better. He was so awkward at the beginning.
I think everybody is, though. I mean, that role. I mean, do you want to go back to episode 1 for us?
Good point.
Okay. Episode 18. Blake comes on.
And it's all downhill.
About 50 more episodes till we're comfortable.
Then we apologize. For the
Besotted
next
Geek.
257.
Check out episode 282. From Besotted Geek, he had Gene Rayburn, Richard Dawson from The Running Man, Bob Barker, Will Ferrell as Alex Trebek, and Richard Dawson from Family Feud. Chris Richardson. G'day, mate. God, I love the UK.
How many of his are we going to recognize?
None. Les Dennis,
Who?
Roy Walker,
Huh?
Les Dawson,
What?
Bruce Forsyth,
What?
and Jim Bowen. I love Jim Bowen.
Oh, I think you said Jim Bowden. I said I
No.
don't like him.
No. Chris, you got to help us out on that one. From Dev, he had Damon Killian from The Running Man, Buck Conrad from Live, Kent from Pig and a Poke,
Pig and a poke. It's fun to be a glutton.
Jack Barry from 21, and Chuck Barris. From Doug, he had Richard Dawson, Gene Rayburn, Chris Jericho. Downfall. That was a horrible show.
I don't remember that at all.
When they had the conveyor belt and the stuff was going off.
Oh, God. I never watched it.
It was so bad. Ray Combs and John O'Hurley. I actually like Ray Combs as Family Feud. I didn't have a problem with that when they redid it.
I've been to his grave.
On purpose.
Hooray.
Uh-huh. It's in Dayton. I went up there to visit his grave.
Who wants to do a grave road trip?
He really is no Louis Anderson or Richard Karn.
Bad. Richard Karn was so bad.
Oh, Louis was worse than Richard.
Louis was.
Who was the guy from Home Improvement? Is that
Richard Karn?
Okay.
Let's see. Randall Holt, R.J. Holt, had Gene Rayburn, Bob Eubanks, Ben Stein.
Oh, yeah.
Ben Stein.
Well, Ben Stein was actually a contestant. No.
Alex Trebek.
Yeah. Wouldn't Jimmy Kimmel actually be the host?
I think they're
Ben Stein's
co-hosts.
And Ken Ober. Honorable mention, Mark Summers.
Hey.
Kevin at Cincy Explorer had Kirk Fogg.
Don't know who that is.
Summer Sanders.
Isn't she a superhero?
No, she was a swimmer in the Olympics who then got... I don't even remember what show she was hosting.
Nobody said Muhammad Ali's daughter for
Layla
American
Ali? No, they
for the American Gliders. Number 3, Mark Summers, Richard Dawson, and Bob Barker. Honorable mention, Ann Robinson from Weakest Link, Chuck Woolery, Regis Philbin, and Pat Sajak. Dishonorable mention, Alex Trebek.
Oh, my God, don't tell me I have to agree with him on something. Alex Trebek, Jeopardy is my favorite game show. Alex is not my favorite game show host.
He seems to know how to pronounce everything and the answers.
Overdoes the pronunciation when he's saying like a foreign phrase.
Everything.
Overdoes every foreign pronunciation.
I have all the answers in my hand.
And when he corrects you, when you give it the American pronunciation, and he corrects you, it's like, oh, I want to. And one thing about Alex Trebek.
One thing.
Well, one thing. Either A, he is completely stupid about knowing optimal betting, or he wants people to think he's completely stupid about how to bet. Because he's always surprised when people make the regular normal bet they should make. It's like, oh, and if you bet a lot, oh, you only bet a little bit. It was a runaway. You mentioned that already. Why would I bet more than $200? I could lose if I bet more than $200.
You bet Texas.
Or it's like, oh, and you bet, oh my God, you bet a lot. It's like, well, yeah, the guy was only like $500 behind me. I had to bet everything to guarantee that if I got it right, I'd win. That's a normal bet. That's what everybody does in this show.
Is this why you're not on Jeopardy yet?
That's probably why.
Your mother.
I'm not going to make it now if this gets out.
I'll take the rapist for 500, Alex. That's the therapist.
I'll take anal bum cover. That's an album cover.
I'll take ape tits for 1,000. That's ape. Never mind.
Appetite.
Let's see. Number 5 from TB at GPX01. He had John Daly. He was on a golf show.
Okay.
Bill Cullen.
Bill Cullen, okay.
Alan Luden.
Oh, you're going old.
Monty Hall. And Bob Barker. So thank you for that.
Bob Barker.
So the 70s just called.
His best movie cameo. Happy Gilmore.
Jen was on our History of Bad Ideas Facebook page. Ironically, she only posts when Scab Jeff is coming on for the top 5. I don't know. It's kind of odd.
That's very strange.
It
Maybe
is.
she has a crush on me or something.
She might be you, a stalker.
Oh, we did.
We've
talk
had a
about
lot.
So
of
I get a
stalkers.
top 10.
Number 5.
No,
she had-
you, the TV show we talked about earlier about the stalker.
I see.
Good follow-up. Worst guest ever.
He wasn't saying you are posing as Jen. He's saying Jen is the stalker from you. Or
Yeah, that was lost on me. I don't listen even when I'm on the show.
Where's Amy? Number 5, Harry Mandel, Deal or No Deal.
God, that's a terrible show.
Wayne Brady, Let's Make a Deal. I do like Wayne Brady on that.
Wayne Brady was better on. Didn't he host the Singing Bee or something like that? He was better on that.
Drew Carey from Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Clive Anderson was better on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Richard
I'm not
Dawson,
sure I ever
Family.
saw the
You never saw the British version?
British version. Like it didn't become big here until it was.
It was on Comedy Central all the time in the late 90s.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Rich Folk. Okay, now all of us have Comedy Central.
He did.
I did.
Richard Dawson, Family
Maybe it was
Feud.
the early 90s.
Would you shut up? I'm trying to get through this. He
I
gets
would
my.
have been in 7th grade.
Yeah, you should have been able to watch that. You're old enough to watch it
Oh my
then.
God, it's like talking to Blake.
Who?
Richard Dawson from Family Feud. He gets number 2 because he made out with all the women.
Raincoat Factory.
Number 1, Bob Barker, The Price is Right. I mean, come on, what other game show host can they say has beaten up Adam Sandler? He deserves it, number 1.
The price is wrong, bitch.
So, also, Dev did have an honorable mention. Cooney from Wheel of Fish.
Wheel of Fish.
That sounds real familiar, but I can't.
UHF.
UHF, the Weird Al movie.
Yes.
Pig in a Poke is National Lampoon's Europeanification. So, there you go. There it is. Thank you, Scab Jeff, for coming on the show. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for having
judge
me.
your Oscar picks.
We don't even need to do titles. We got one, Raincoat School.
I think everyone wrote that down, but I wanted to discuss all my titles.
I had Foul-Mouthed Bass. No. No Wonder No One Remembers You. Empathy. And that was my best effort. We're doing a quick addendum before that.
Yeah, I have. That was actually my best effort. Raincoat School. Trying too hard to be Bucky Fellini. Cha-Cha of Remembrance. And A Thumb Amongst Pinkies.
I do like the cha-cha. Cha-cha.
Bertha Benz and Blake's Harder. And Too Easy for Americans.
Bad idea of the week. Number 487. Insulting your guest and telling him he's the worst.
Well, that was a good idea if your guest is Scab Jeff.
Oh. So there you go. Thank you for listening, and Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets, there's a history. It's not so bad, there's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. The history of bad ideas. Oh, yes.
You've been listening to Hobie.